And you talked about that, like, was there a point, like, anybody you fought, now that you're done fighting, where you said that some nights you weren't sleeping that well the night before, or the jitters? Was there any one fight you can remember, you look back, where you were the most worried when you were walking in?
You mean walking, like making the walk to the cage?
Yeah, or in the cage, like because you hadn't slept the night before, or you were feeling like you were hurt and and people didn't know it. Was there one fight that you were dreading the most once you got in the cage?
Yeah, I've had several. I've had so many fights too. So like, when I fought Boy Nelson, he just won tough, and I was 22 years old, man. He won tough. He was one of the best guys in the world, knocking guys out left and right. And I got sick the day of the fight. I threw up. We got to the arena, did the warm-up, and like I was thinking all sorts of things about changing the game plan. My mind was messing with me, And then I finally walk out. We're both in the cage, and Bruce points at me to announce me, and the lights go off. And we're in the cage for like 5 to 10 minutes, and they pull us out of the cage. And they have to restart the generators and all that stuff, waiting backstage. And I just wanted to get it over with because I got sick and all that stuff. And man, that was something. And what I just described, the jitters at night and stuff, I had it a whole bunch of times. And then the Mark Hunt fight, I was really sick before that fight. We didn't know about my heart condition at that point, so I was sick for about 6 weeks. But I'm not someone who pulls out a fight easily. Something really needs to happen for me to pull out a fight. But so I was sick, and we flew to the gym, and I just couldn't sleep. I slept like 2 hours a night. And I remember in the hotel they had this carpet in all sorts of weird shapes and all that. And I was looking at it, and it started to move and all that stuff. It was just awful being there. And warming up, my coach was taping my hands, and I almost passed out because I was so tired. And then I had to fight him. I got so tired so fast in that fight. That was my last fight before I was out for about 20 months. And I got so tired and just feeling, the worst feeling when you're in that octagon is being completely exhausted with nothing left, And
I agree.
I had a really good first round. I almost finished him with ground and pound, and then my body just gave out on me. And I held on for like almost another 2 full rounds, and then he landed that shot, which broke my jaw and knocked me down. And I was still good to go. He only knocked me down. He didn't knock me out. But being so tired and feeling that way, that coming back, the first fight I was going to have after that was going to be with Matt Mitchell, and it's when I passed out in the locker room because I was on medication that I didn't handle well. Man, just dealing with the feeling from the Hunt fight and then fighting again, that was something really hard to overcome. So.
You said you got a jaw, bro. I've never had my broken jaw, knock wood. Not being able to breathe through my mouth is a terror for me.
Because Jimmy has bad sinuses.
I do. So how did you handle that for, what was it, like, it's 8 weeks or something that you can't open your mouth and eat or breathe through your mouth?
The aftermath wasn't as bad, but just, we were in Japan, he broke my jaw, and it was a pretty bad fracture too. So my lower half of my right jaw was on the upper left side, and there was like splinters and all sorts of stuff going on in my mouth, and was bleeding. It was pretty bad, and we had to be in an ambulance for like 3 hours to get to the hospital. Oof. And the entire time I asked them to give me something for the pain, but they didn't have anything at that point, and they didn't know if they were going to do surgery at that point.
Wow.
So they couldn't give me anything. And I was holding like a bucket, and I was bleeding in that bucket, and it was just horrible. And like my brother and coach were there, luckily, and they were like cracking jokes and all that stuff. And I was just feeling horrible. We finally get to the hospital, and they start working, and then they tell me, like, we don't want to do the surgery here. We'd rather have it, that you do it back home in Holland. And I'm like, you know what, just, give me something for the pain. And they put some sort of braces on it to, like, get it straightened out at least. So it wouldn't be as big of a mess as it was. And so we fly back to Holland, and we already talked to the surgeon. He was going to do the surgery today. I would come back. And So I come to the hospital, and they wait for me at the front door, and they tell me you cannot come into the hospital because you have to be tested for MRSA, because we don't know if they have that bacteria in Japan. So we get the test, and I have to wait at least, another day or two for them to get the result. But every single day they would call me. They would tell me, if we don't call you before 12 a.m., so noon, we're not going to do the surgery that day. And in the end, I waited for 9 days with a broken jaw. Man.
Wow.
It was horrific. It was the worst thing ever. I could barely eat. And not only that, but I just lost one of the biggest fights of my career. With a big knockout while I was on a 4-5 win streak. And I was still not 100%. I still had like the flu in my system and all that. Oh man, it was so bad. And then they finally do the surgery, and it's not over yet. I wake up, and after a while, I feel with my tongue, and there's still like a piece of bone like sticking out, but like to the side of my teeth. But the surgeon's like, no, the skin is gonna grow over it and all that. He's like, you just sleep over it, and if you still feel like we should take it out, then the next day we'll do that. So same thing. I tell him in the morning we have to take it out because it's really sharp. So he's like, okay, you just sit up. So he gets a pair of pliers, and he goes in my mouth, man, and he just reaches in, he yanks it out without anesthetic or anything, and
What the fuck?
I almost passed out. It was horrible. Man.
Well, hey, listen, happier. Let's talk about some happier things. You know who else almost passed out? Marcus, when you were strangling him over the weekend to end your career. I'm bringing you back to Positiveville because
Exactly, man. But
hey, that was in the past. Those guys in your mouth with pliers pulling your.
That's fascinating to me, though. To have to wait 9 days with a broken jaw.
Listen.
Oh man, it was horrible. I know. Yeah, I got a bunch of good stories, so I know people will like to hear this kind of
sure.
stuff. So, everybody saw the submission, but tomorrow they'll enjoy the story of the broken jaw. So.
I want you to subscribe. Hey, I'm not joking about that subscribing, okay?